Howdy. Welcome back to another video, guys. I hope everyone is doing all right. Me personally, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather right now, so if I have a little bit lower energy levels than usual, just know that that is why. This is a big week. That's why I didn't decide to take time off, since I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. And the reason it's a big week is because I have plans to take out the subfloor, the old rotted, nasty subfloor in the camper, and replace it. I have a good plan on how I want to do so, and now it's just a matter of implementing that plan. Now, as you can see, even after sitting in the dry garage for weeks, the subfloor is still just completely wet and rotted and nasty, and it's pretty irreparable at this point. Sure, I probably could just cut out the worst sections and replace only those sections, but at this point, since the whole subfloor was soaked when I pulled up the flooring, I've decided that I might as well just take the entire thing out and put some nice, fresh, new material in.
Now I'm really hoping that the mold in the camper isn't the cause of the sickness that I'm experiencing. I have a bit of a sore throat. I feel a little just a little off. I've been wearing this mask, but the fact that I started getting these symptoms right at the same time that I started this renovation, it's kind of weirdly coincidental. Like, I'm not usually one to get sick. In fact, I haven't really gotten sick for quite a while. So I'm hoping that this mask is doing its job. I don't know. Although it does vaguely look like there are screws holding this down, I assume that all the screws are kind of similar to this one in the sense that they're just so old and degraded that they'll probably just yank right out. So I think I'm just going to get in there with the pry bar and start trying to pry up the floor and then go from there. Alright, I guess I'll just start with this little section over here. Okay. I don't even need a pry bar for this. Wow. Okay, it's not as rotted over here, so I think I will have to try to unscrew it, at least from this section over here. There's one. So I actually wanted to work from the front back. That way I don't have to stand on the fiberglass as I'm tearing up all the subfloor. But given that the front is in better condition, I think it makes more sense, and it'll just be a lot easier to move from the back to the front. Since it's rotted here, I could just tear it up much easier, and that way I could get under and pull it up as I move forward. I don't know if that makes sense, or if it makes a difference to you, but that's the plan. None of the screws holding the subfloor down will come out. The wood is just too rotted for the screws to come out. busting out the big guns now. I don't know how well you could tell in the footage, but all in here, you could see water is glistening. So that means all the water was just pooling underneath, even the insulation. And it was just sitting in here. So Lord knows how long this water has been here. I'm sure there's water all along the entire camper floor as well.
That really took a lot out of me. Being sick and exerting that much physical effort and force and energy, it's really tiring. Also, it is just disgusting in there. I'm literally covered in like what looks like soil, but it's just like rotten wood. And it was flying everywhere, and oh man, it's just an absolute mess in that camper right now. This is tough. This is really tough today.
Next, I'll be removing all of the insulation panels that are still here on the floor. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of moisture even underneath all of this insulation, pretty much on the entire floor of the fiberglass shell. So unfortunately, water has been sitting there for a long, long time, I'm sure.
Oh, what's that you say? You like my beanie? It's the Huckberry beanie that I got from huckberry.com. Now my favorite part about this beanie is it's quite thin, so you could fold it up and wear it like this, kind of like a fisherman style beanie. Or if it's cold, you just unfold it and you got yourself a normal beanie. For more information on this beanie or to purchase one yourself, click on the link in the description box down below. I am pooped, guys. Working and doing physical labor while you're sick it's not fun. It really just drains you. All I want to do is lay down and not move. And that was absolutely gross in there, man. Oh, that was worse than I was expecting. The floor was just soaked. The wood was just like dirt. It literally was just like smearing on me as if I was rolling around in dirt. It was just, there's mold everywhere. It looks so bad right now. It really, really looks so bad. And I think this is probably the most disheartened I've felt during this build so far. I mean, I'm not even on the build yet. I'm just on the demolition phase, and it's like the more layers you peel back, the worse it gets. It just looks worse and worse the deeper you get, unfortunately. It looks like trash. It honestly... I don't know if I'm crazy for trying to restore this. It looks so bad. Well, the next step is getting it dried out in there, because right now it's just like a moist, nasty cesspool of mold and bacteria and dirt and water. So I just gotta go get some fans, come back, run the fans in there, and I think I'm just gonna have to air it out for the next like well, it looks like I'm just gonna be waiting on that to dry out for the next day or so. I don't know, I'm gonna come back tomorrow and check it out. So I'll see you soon. I recently had a knee injury while I was doing some indoor rock climbing. And it's not that bad, but the constant getting in and out of the camper and kneeling and then getting up and twisting and contorting, all of these movements compounded have definitely started to impact the healing process, and it really just aggravated my knee that much more. So I got a step, as you saw, to help me get in and out of the camper, and I got a knee brace. So hopefully those two can help mitigate the amount of pain that my knee is suffering. Oh, I got a haircut. What do you think? I've had the fan running in here for the last couple days or so, and it looks a lot drier in here. It doesn't have that nasty kind of just moisture in the air anymore. A lot of the actual flooring and the walls just do look a lot drier, although all of the black spots and dirty spots are still obviously there. In all honesty, I think that I might have been a little bit ahead of myself by hoping to get the subfloor installed this week. Instead, I think that I should rather just focus on trying to get the fiberglass as clean and nice as possible, removing all of the old adhesive, all of the old mold, and anything else, and getting a nice clean surface to work with. So today, that's what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to experiment with a couple different methods of trying to get all of that stuff off of the fiberglass. I don't know if it looks any better in the footage to you guys, but to me in person, now that it's dried out, it looks a lot more manageable, honestly. So the first thing I'm going to be trying is sanding everything down with a sander. This is by far the easiest method that I could think of, so why not start with the easiest, and that way I could potentially be saving myself a lot of time and a lot of effort.
It doesn't appear to be working that well. It's not really breaking down through the adhesive. I'm wondering if I need maybe a coarser grit sandpaper. This is another method that I'll be trying to remove the adhesive with. A lot of you guys actually recommended this product. I'm gonna see how much I could get off with this chisel, and then we'll go from there. At that point, I'll decide whether I need to go in with something else and take off whatever's left, or if I could just move forward with the mold killing process. It might not look like much, but this is a dang workout. Whew. Starting to overheat.
All right, now I've decided that although getting all of that old residue and all that gunk and all that old layer of whatever is crusted on there, although that would really satisfy my OCD to get rid of it and start with a nice clean slate, at the end of the day, I'm realizing that it's just gonna take way too much effort, and it's it's way more of a hassle than it's worth. So I'm not even gonna bother. Instead, I'm just gonna go around and try to address any mold that might still be lingering. A lot of it looks like it's just like dirt and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna go through and try to take care of the mold before putting in the subfloor. These are the products that I'm gonna be using to take care of any mold that might be lingering. First, I'm gonna hit it with some bleach and water, and then after that all dries out, I'll go in with this product called Mold Control, and I'll soak everything in this, and again, just let it dry out, air out, and make sure that everything is nice and sanitized and dry before continuing to install the subfloor. Since I had to accept the fact that I'm not gonna be able to get all of that residue out of there, I just went in with this little scrub attachment on my drill, and I got some simple green cleaner, and I just went through a couple rounds of just really deep scrubbing everything. You guys saw me spray it down with bleach and water yesterday. I let that air out, let that dry. Came in today, hit it with a few rounds of the simple green cleaner. That way, sure, I can't get all of the old residue out, but at least I know that I'm getting any kind of loose dirt or whatever sludges I can get out. And then now, finally, last touch, I'm gonna go in with the concrobium mold control. I'm just gonna spray everything down with this.
Ah, come on, of course. Did I get a defective one? Alright, well, I'm not sure why this spray bottle is not working, but I will say that's so typical for me to get a defective product. Not to worry. Luckily, I have my spray bottle from the bleach that I was using yesterday. Alright, now I'm just going to let that sit for a couple minutes, then I'll go back in, wipe it off, and we should be good to go.
Sun! Sweet, sweet rays of sun. I've missed you. Man, forgot how good it feels to get some sun rays, even if very brief and in passing. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. I'll tell you guys what, I wasn't able to get it completely 100% scrubbed down, clean, and remove all the residues, but it does feel and it looks and it just seems a lot cleaner in there. And after this is all dried out and nice and ready to go, I'm gonna feel a lot better about building up my subfloor and everything else with that as a starting spot than it looked like when I first took out the old subfloor. Because when I first took it out, it just was an absolute gross mess. But after a good week of drying out and hitting it with a few different cleaning products, I'm feeling a lot better about it. know this video probably wasn't the most exciting. I didn't really get much done this week between being sick and just not having the energy to do much, and just spending a lot of time planning and researching. It's just one of those weeks where I wasn't really able to be that productive, but nonetheless, we're making moves, we're taking small steps, getting closer and closer each day, even though we're still eternities and light years away from the end product. That's gonna do it for this one. Hopefully next week we get a lot more done. Thank you guys like always for watching. You guys go out there, go on some adventures of your own, live life, beat the status quo. Oh, that reminds me. Don't worry, I will try to pepper in some other adventure videos as well. Some camping, fishing, whatever I'm able to do without the camper, which should still be plenty because there's lots of people out there who adventure without campers. I will definitely be filming videos like that as well. So it's not just gonna be camper content from here on out. I'm just trying to get a good start on the camper before I give myself a break and allow myself to go film adventures. Okay, that's it. See you guys in the next one. Peace.